Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back once again to the Crew First Culture podcast. This is Jeremy, and as always, thank you very much for spending some time with me today. Today, doing a little road trip reflection episode again on my way to work, but it's just interesting. Has anybody out there tried really hard to run from something that they didn't really want to have anything to do with, but deep down inside, they knew that it's probably a part of who you are, and it's probably something that eventually you're going to have to face or address or just dive into. That's that's been me for quite a while. I've been running from touching on or digging into, or however you want to call it, mental health stuff the entire time I've been doing this social media and podcasting thing. And yes, I've had conversations that got into it, guests that we've talked about some health stuff, but I'm running, been avoiding it as much as I can. And it's not because I I don't want to talk about it. It's not because I refuse to be vulnerable about it. I am honestly, I don't really feel like there's anything that I'm just not able to share. Even on a platform like this where I have no idea who could be listening, where, and I don't know anything about these people. I don't really have anything that I would be embarrassed or unable to share. So it's not that. I honestly don't know what it is. I honestly, that's going to take some more dry time reflection there. But anyway, podcast, and I know he's got a really big podcast, really big following. I haven't heard a lot from him. I've heard him on a couple other podcasts and have thought about looking his up and getting into his, but I haven't. And so finally, I was just kind of stuck here lately, just unable to find anything that was speaking to the normal things that really kind of stir thoughts in me that won't do it. I've just been in a slump here lately. A lot of it, I feel like, is due to just physical exhaustion. I'm really struggling with the energy to make it through a whole day right now, and I keep contributing, I guess, to being old, but I don't I don't think that's really the case. I think there's something else going on that's really kind of beating me down. But anyway, I decided to. Oh, I need to look up Ed Milet and see what he kind of his format and see if it kind of speaks to me in a different way. And so he's got lots of episodes, obviously, and I just started kind of blindly scrolling quickly up through to pick one random one in the middle. And so basically landed on one and started playing it. The episode I listened to was with Jay Glazer. He's a sports analyst, TV host, things like that. Mostly to do with sports. And he wrote a book called Unbreakable. And that's a lot of kind of what they were talking about in this episode. And it's Unbreakable is basically a book that he wrote because of his battles with depression and anxiety and kind of the road that he's taken to fight through that and to find ways to really get a better handle on it. And so, like I said, that's pretty much the basis of the entire episode, was just kind of talking through some of those things. And one of the biggest takeaways that I got from it, and before I'll say that, I will be getting this book. I don't know if it's going to be over audiobook or a physical book, but just listening to that episode, I definitely want to get the book. But there are 3 things that he says are vital to combat mental health issues, mental health crises, however you want to call it, depression, anxiety. That's usually the big thing with, as far as really struggling with mind. And for him, you need a team, you need a way to be of service to others, or in my words, you need a purpose, and you need to laugh. And as they were talking through, this conversation and kind of what those things meant to him, and that journey for him, it just kind of struck me as, there's nothing just ridiculously complicated about that. It's very simple. 3 simple things, but at the same time, to me, it was very, very profound. And especially with the life that I have lived here over the past few months. That's basically what I have been living out. I was trying to figure out those first 2 things, and then trying to enjoy life, and trying to take advantage of each moment and enjoy each moment, to really focus on that last one. But finding a team and finding a purpose, I've talked so much about it, but really the big thing, the most I have to share is not even about that content. Like I said, I haven't read the book, but just through that conversation, I would suggest that you get the book and check. I will be, for sure. But that's not even about why I picked the phone up and the reason I pushed record today was because I don't know how many podcast episodes he has. I know it's got to be in the hundreds. But I randomly, not even looking at the titles or anything, that is the episode I picked. The episode that dealt with not only a topic that I've been running from, which is mental health, whatever I have to basically touch on the subject and share experience with the subject. So not only about that, but also about something that I have been physically feeling and living out, as far as needing a team, needing a purpose, needing to laugh. It's just interesting. It's just interesting that it doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how far and how fast you run. You can't run from your purpose. You can't continue. Because if you do try to continue that, you're gonna live a life that is uneasy. You're gonna feel You drop those walls that you've put up and truly grab a hold of what opportunity is there. And maybe that's what I've really struggled with. Maybe that is what has held me down lately. Because God keeps shoving these things in my face of saying, hey, I am trying to show you something here. I am trying to give you something here that is so important. I am trying to unlock a door for you that you are going to have to walk through. Almost every new person I have met this year has had something to do with either battling mental health issues or really passionate about dealing with mental health issues or mental resiliency or mastering mental and physical systems. Just every single person, almost, it seems like, that has been put into my life are people that are in that circle. Everything that I have struggled with over the past few months has had something to do with mental health, either with myself or with my close family. This stuff isn't coincidence. Why am I running from it? Why is it so hard for me to see that this is something I need to do? And I don't even know what that is yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it yet. But I do know that I need to stop running from it. I need to own whatever it is that's pulling me down. I need to grab it and to figure out how to use it to help others, to add value to others. But that's really all I had to share. I mean, for one, I wanted to share that conversation over the podcast with Jay Glazer and share his book, because just from that conversation, it sounds like something that will be a really good resource for anybody out there that is struggling with some mental health issues. So if that's you and you're having a hard time right now, go get that book and try it out. Read it. I'm going to try to get it as soon as I can as well, and hopefully get a lot out of that. So that was one of the big reasons I wanted to get on. But the other reason is just to share that story of, even if you're trying to run from your purpose, you can make it. You know, you can keep doing it, but you're not ever going to be at peace. Something inside is going to stir and stir and stir, and there's going to be a hole that cannot be filled until you lay yourself down to it, till you accept whatever role, whatever responsibility God has put on you with that. And so that's where I'm at, just trying to maybe throw that out there so that it can be an opening for me to figure out what is next and to share it with you in case there's something that you feel the same about. If you've been running for a while and you're exhausted and you're tired of feeling uneasy, you're tired of feeling like there's something more out there for you, a lot of the times when that happens, we know what it is. We might not know exactly how to achieve that more, but we have a pretty good idea of what direction to head. little inspiration, maybe a little vulnerability with you, and just let you know that if that's you, you're not alone. And so we can do this together. We can find our purpose. We can live out a piece of God's plan that nobody else is able to do. That's why we are here. That's why he put us here, and nobody else with that same purpose. So we have to take advantage of it. We have to live up to it. So I'll leave you with that. I appreciate your time. Hope you're having a great weekend or whatever day it is that you're listening to this. Look forward to getting on, sharing a few more thoughts later on. So thank you. Until next time, stay humble, do work.